Alright, hello everyone, it's Teamrocketdraws here with another Pokemon drawing tutorial, and for this video we're gonna be drawing Mega Charizard Y. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, let's get started. I'm also gonna put up a reference right now on screen, that way it's easier for you guys to draw and you guys can get all your details. So first of all, we're just gonna start by doing a sketch. Right here we're starting off by doing the head, which is basically an oval shape, and right here you just see me fixing it, trying to get it at the right shape. So as long as you guys do the first steps the same, you know, try to get as close as you can, the easier it'll be to follow my tutorial, because if you guys don't do it roughly the same, then it's gonna be a little bit hard to follow later on. So right there I was just showing you guys how big the head is, you know, from the bottom to the top. So basically we're gonna do the length of 4 of those heads. So this is 1 around there, and then the same gap 2, and then the 3rd one here. There we go. So you guys could just guess, like the way I do it here. Usually, if you guys seen my other videos, I usually use a spare piece of paper. So yeah, so basically that's like 4 of those heads down, you know what I mean. And yeah, so once we have this, we're just gonna use this to help us do the rest of the drawings. It's gonna make it a little bit easier, to make it a little bit more proportional and all that. So right here I'm just doing the reference line going the side of the face right there of the head, and that's just gonna help us know where to place the leg. So right here I just do like these small dots just to show you guys roughly where the lines go, you know, like that. That's the 3rd one down there. Alright, so around here, in between this one right here, we're just gonna do this like seed shape and try to make it the same size as the head. Right here I think I make mine a little bit smaller. So just try to make it a little bit bigger than this, and just try to fit it in between there. And when I mean bigger, it's just thicker, you know, try to make it a little bit more thicker. Try to keep it the same size or length as the head. And now that we have that, we're just gonna do this in the inside, which is basically the body. We can just connect these right here, because the body goes inside of that just a little bit, and then it comes around there, the same level as the line on the left that we did earlier. Alright, so now we can just do the neck right here. Just start it off around there, just curve it a little bit, you know, and then just connect it down here. There we go. And it might take you guys a couple tries just to get it right. It is a little bit harder for me just because I'm using this tablet, right, and it's my 2nd time using it, so I'm still trying to get used to it, but so far I really like it. Alright, so now around here at the point of that seed shape, we're just gonna continue the line, make it parallel to the body. Right here I'm just fixing the lines, you know, making them a little bit thicker, and the video is speeded up. Alright, so then right here there's like the yellow bit, basically the body, the stomach, and it should touch around there, like right where the first line is, roughly around there. And then right here we can just start by doing the basic shape of the head inside of this, but I make mine a little bit too small. I do have to change that later on, and also I don't have it at the right angle. If you guys are doing it, make it a little bit more flat, like the left side a little bit higher than I have it here. I have it facing down way too much, so I do have to change all this later on. So if you guys want to do it like this, then go ahead, but like I said, I do change this later on. Also make it bigger, because right here I'm making it too small. So just try to get it the same size as the shape that you guys have it in. And there we go. And right here is just the basic shape, you know, of the face. Like I said, we're gonna start off by doing a sketch, and then from there on we're gonna make any changes just to fix it. Alright, so now continuing that line, try to make this other leg right here the same same level as the other leg. So for example, there is at the same level as the bottom on the other side, and on the top is the same level as the top of the other leg. And this is just to make it proportional, you know, try to make it the same thickness a little bit. I think the right one's a little bit thinner than the left one, but still, you know, try to keep them the same. Doesn't have to be the same. Alright, so this is the level at the top, right? So now let's go another one up. So basically the another oval shape, the size of another oval shape going up, and we could just continue this line right there, and this is where we're gonna start the wing And like I said before, we're doing like a sketch first, so this is just to get it on the right area, you know. So it starts around there, it curves, it gets pretty close to the face. If you guys look at the reference, you guys will know what I mean. And right here it's a little bit messy. I do clean it up in just a little bit, but basically we could just curve it like that. This is one of those reasons that I like using the tablet and not doing it on paper, because it's easier to erase stuff and it's a lot easier to see things, you know. So right there, and now on this side, so continue it the same but a little bit higher. I think it's a little bit higher right there. I do it at the same level, and then just curve this line right here. And I do change it later on, just because I didn't like where it was, you know. It doesn't have to be the same as the reference, so if you guys want to make any changes, go ahead, just continue right there. I think I should have left it there, but I do change that. Alright, so now let's just continue right here, the bottom of the wing. The same thing on this side. I do change this a little bit, and just a little bit right here. I make it straight, but it shouldn't be straight. If you guys look at the reference, it goes up, and mine it's straight line. So I do change in just a little bit. I'll show you guys. So now we can just continue this down to around there, roughly where the leg starts. And this is where I know it is, and I do change this a little bit. It might not be the same for you guys. Right there I was just trying to make the where the wings start the same thickness, you know what I mean. I erased that line right there at the bottom, or I just fix it, I guess. So I just curve it a little bit, you know, try to make it the same thickness as the other one, that way it matches up a little bit. And then I do this line around here, and I do erase it in just a little bit. These are the only times that I don't like how it came out, so I do change it. So you know, it might take you guys a couple of tries. As long as you guys are happy with it, then fine. But if you're not happy with it, you know, go ahead and change it now, just so it could be easier to do the rest of your drawing. So this one goes to around there, like right at the bottom, almost to the bottom line that we did, the bottom of the leg. And you see the one on the right is a little bit higher, just because it's a little bit further away from us. So now we can just connect the top and the bottom right there, and just give the line the curve. There we go. And now let's try to do the same thing on this side. And this side, this wing should be a little bit the same size. You guys can make it the same size as the other one, or a little bit smaller. Right here I actually do it the opposite. I make it bigger than the one on the left, and I didn't notice that, but yeah, I do that. So if you guys want to change it now, you know, just try to make it the same size as the other wing, or just a little bit smaller than the left one. Not by much, but yeah, I do have to change that later on. Alright, so now around there where the wing starts, we're gonna start by doing the shoulder, and then right here is where the armpit is, so that's why I start there, just so I could get this the shoulder and the left side of the arm on the right area, you know. So just continue it, and then you can't see right there where it bends to the other side, but let's just do it just so we could get it accurate, you know. Right there, the flap on his arm is covering that, but let's just do it anyways. That way we can know where roughly where it should be. So now the same thing on this side. Try to do a little bit higher right here where the armpit is. Basically is where the wing starts, and then just do it like this, and just try to make both the arms the same thickness roughly, you know. This once again, the one on the right should be a little bit thinner and a little bit smaller, not by much, but just a little bit more. If you guys look at the reference, you guys will see what I mean. And that's just a rough sketch right there, but I'm happy with it. So now that we have that right there, we can start by doing the flap, just a rough shape. Oh no, we do the tail. Alright, so the tail goes around there, and then the tail actually connects to the body right there, to the bottom. So let's just connect those two right there, and it gets pretty close to the wing. Just do this round shape right here, like that. I do change it a little bit later on. I'll show any changes, guys. Like, I don't make big changes, but just a small change. Alright, so now let's continue that, and it goes under the wing right there. You guys could do a line from the other side of the body to that one, just to get it at the right spot. You don't have to, but it might help you guys, you know. If you guys want, just go ahead and do that. Alright, so now that we have that, let's do the foot right here. This one right here starts around the middle of that oval shape, seed shape. And then around here, once it meets to where they starts, where the knee is, just curve it to the right a little bit. There we go. Now on this side it actually starts in the body, and just try to make these the same thickness. I make the one on the right a little bit too thick compared to the left one, and this one should be a little bit higher. It's not at the same level. If you guys look at the reference, the left leg is a little bit lower than the one on the right, so just try to get that as close as you can. Alright, so now this is the top part of the tail right there. Alright, so now for one of the horns. It actually takes me a while to do this once I do my final drawing, but yeah, so right here, just do one horn, you know, and then it has the bigger one, and this one almost goes up to that line right there at the same level as the point of the wings. And like I said, I make my head at the wrong angle, so it just giving me a hard time right here, but like I said, I do fix it later on. I just make the head a little bit bigger, and I make them a little bit looking to the left more than, because right here he would have been looking like straight to the ground. So I do change that. So right here I'm just looking for my layers, and yeah, and so now I start my second layer. So basically right here, guys, for you guys, just this is where we're gonna get a little bit more detailed, I guess, in a way. This is where we're gonna add all the features. So for example, I forgot these, so let's just add these before. Alright, so it's basically the flaps on his arms, and they go around here. This is the basic shape, and then the same thing on this side, and it goes to a little bit higher than the actual wing right there. And just try to make them the same thickness, guys, once again. And the length, I think the left one is way longer, but I make mine the same. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like the reference. So right here I just you know, use another layer. For you guys are just gonna start making the changes on yourself, but I did it this way just so you guys can get a better idea, you know, that way you guys get a better idea. So right here I do the head, but like I said before, I do change that off camera. I fix it because I make my head a little bit too small, and I change the angle of it, you know. So basically right here I'm just looking at the reference. This is where you guys are gonna pay attention to the reference and just try to see everything right there, and just use your sketch as a guide, you know, to do your final drawing. Right here you guys can start doing your final drawing. Just make all those changes. So this is the top of the mouth around here, and then around there. So I just recommend that you guys stop the video, and then as you go, you know, take your time. This horn gives me trouble, I don't know why. Later on it just gives me a hard time. And as you guys see, I'm not following the lines that I did before, and that's just because right now I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the actual shape of the head and everything. Those lines we did before the sketch, that's just to help us get an idea of where we're gonna place stuff, you know, that way we could get it a little bit more accurate. Right there I do the eye. Like I said, it's not right here, it's just a quick sketch, guys. I do my final drawing in just a little bit. Right here I'm just doing it just to show you guys where to add the features and all of that. And it's the bottom of the mouth of the head. This line goes up to where the neck starts, and then it goes this way right here. I don't like how that turned out because I was trying to change mine, and it doesn't add up right, so I do change it right here. Over here I'm just messing around with the top of the head. I wasn't happy with it, guys. And then we could add one of the teeth right there that's sticking out, the fang. And then let's just follow our sketch. I like where I placed this line, so I'm gonna keep it there. If you guys are not happy with it, you guys can make any changes. The shoulder around here, And then let's just continue this to around where the bottom of the arm starts. And on top of here for the wing, let's start just by getting the right shape of it, the right features on it. There we go. And then around here, it just goes this way. Start right here, curves in a little bit, and then it bends around here. And then it's almost like a straight line going up from there. And then this is like a really thin line, just like the one on top. The same thickness almost. And then around here, it just starts doing that little pattern. It's at the same level as where the wings, the blue wing starts. The blue part of the wing. There we go. Right there. So that's and then let's just do the shapes right there of the blue part of the wing. And now we could just start doing this flap a little bit better, trying to get the right shapes, the right lines, you know, if a line is straight or is curved. And then this part of the hand, arm, and then the flap starts around there on the wrist. So we could just use that line that we did before, just to get an idea of where to place all these features, you know. So this one continues down a little bit. So just by looking at that, you guys could get an idea what I was talking about, you know, using the sketch that we did at the beginning as a reference, not following it completely unless you guys are happy with it. So right there, just add the claws by just doing these triangle shapes. And then this leg, I do make it bigger. I make it a little bit bigger later on. I don't do that right here. Like I said, I make the final outline off camera because I just take my time. You know, if I show it on camera, it's just gonna take a long time for me to do that. So that's why I just did this quick sketch. I guess it's a sketch of all the features, where to add them and everything. So then right here, we started to do the spike on the tail right there. It gets pretty close to that flap if you guys look at the reference, and it goes up to where the elbow is on the arm, and then it just continues around there. And then we can see this line right there on the other side. So now let's do the tail. So it gets pretty close to the wing, and then it just curves down and just meets up right there. So I like where I placed it, but like I said, I do change that later on. So then around here, this is where the tail splits. And if you guys notice, the yellow part, I think it's half and half. I think it just goes down the middle, so you guys could do that. And then for right here, it's basically like a straight line up to there, and then it goes this where the wing starts. So it has like a little spike right there where it starts, and then just continue this line right there. The same thing on this side. It has like the little spike where the wing starts, and then it just curves around here. And once again, it has like this really thin part of the wing right here, and it goes up to around here. I do change it because I make it too thick. So I do change this wing a little bit because it just looks way bigger than the other one, when it should be a little bit smaller than the other one. See right there, I can tell right now it looks bigger than the other one, so I do change it, like I said, later on. So once again, the same thing on the other side, and just try to make those spikes on the wing at the top of the wing the same thickness, you know, on each wing. Basically the wing should be similar, guys. Alright, so now for this part of the arm, now we can do this flap, then around there it curves up like that. It goes a little bit higher than the wing, and right here it doesn't add up just like the reference, but like I said, it doesn't have to be like the reference. So I just make any changes as long as it looks good on my drawing, then I'm fine with it, you know. It doesn't have to be exactly like the reference. And then we could just do the bone on top of the wing right there. Just try to make it the same thickness as the other side. And then just the actual wing right there, the blue part. Alright, so now for the bottom. Right here, I don't know if, yeah, I do the actual claws. They're basically like triangle shapes, guys. And just try to make them all the same size almost. So it might take you guys a couple tries just to get them the same, you know, where you could fit 3 of them inside of that. So the belly right there, and then this leg. And once again, just try to end it at the same level as the other side. That way it just adds up. And then this one is pretty curved right there, and I do change this one also later on once I do my final drawing. And the claws on this one should be a little bit smaller than the one on the left. And it goes up a little bit right here, and you can barely see the third claw on the other side. And now for the tail, I actually don't really do the tail really good, just because I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing the tail. I know it was gonna give me a hard time. So I just go with it, and it doesn't add up like the reference. If you guys notice, those 3 spikes are too small compared to the reference, so I do change it right here because it actually gets pretty close to the wing. So this is where I notice, and I do change it. It might take you guys a couple of tries to also get that, but I didn't want to worry about that too much. And right here, just do the rough shape of the fire. It should be, I think, a little bit more thicker in the middle, but I'm happy with it. It doesn't have to be the same, so I just leave it like that. And yeah, guys, we're pretty much done. From here on, you guys could you know, just basically finish your drawing. You guys can color it, whatever. So hopefully my tutorial was helpful. If it was, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if my video was helpful. Right here I'm just adding the small details. Right there's the bone also, which continues on the wing. And yeah, so this is my final outline, guys. This final sketch. Like I said, I fixed the head a little bit. I make him looking a little bit more to the left. Before the head was a little bit looking down, you know, so I changed that. That's basically what I did. And then I just fixed everything else, you know. I tried to make it a little bit better just by looking at the reference. That's why I put it up there, just to make it easier on you guys. Like I said as before, on the tail, on the left side of the tail where the fire starts, I didn't want to worry too much about that, so I just left it like that. So that's why it looks really weird. It looks too straight. Like I should have bent it a little bit more, but I just left it like that. I also fixed the flaps on the arms. I fixed those a little bit, you know. And yeah, that's basically it. The claws, the legs, and also on the left leg, I made it a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger. And yeah, and I did end up coloring it, as you guys see me doing here, or as you guys saw me do here. Usually it takes me a while to color it, just because I don't know, it just does. Like for some reason, it just takes me a while. I guess I'm a slow drawer or whatever. I just like taking my time. I don't. There's no reason for me to rush doing anything, so I just take my time and do it. And I'm still learning how to use the colors on this program, or just digitally. I've never been too good at coloring, so I always have a hard time, or just end up taking a little bit longer than I think other people would, you know. So yeah, so I use the Copics colors that I have. All I did was use 3 different colors for the orange. I used kind of like a dark reddish almost, and then just a regular orange, and then a really light orange, like a yellow orange that you guys will see on the highlights. For example, on the left side of the wing, like on the middle almost, there's like a lighter orange. That's basically it. And then the actual bone of the wing, you guys see it is a little bit more orange. And then right there where the shadow is, basically that's what the dark red is. Kind of like a dark red brown color, because it didn't have all the oranges, you know, all the shades of oranges for the Copics that I used. I could have used the regular colors and maybe it would have been a little bit easier, but I just want to get used to using the Copics, so that's why I used them. And then I just blended the colors, you know, that way you wouldn't be able to see the lines of where the one color starts and where the other color ends. And then I just used 2 different blues for the wings. For the inside of the wing, I just used like a darker blue, and then just a little bit brighter blue than that color, you know. The same thing for the eye. And then for the yellow, for the body, for the torso, for the stomach, the bottom of the tail, I used like a really light yellow, and then it just used a little bit darker yellow for the shadow, where the shadows are, you know, for example on the mouth or on the tail, or the bottom of the belly. And basically that's it, guys. That's all the colors that I use. I didn't use that many. I just, you know, use a blender that it comes with just to blend them, because Copics do have that. And yeah, so in the end, I'm happy with it. The only thing I would have changed is maybe I would have done the outline a little bit thinner, just because the outline is too thick in my opinion, since the drawing is pretty small. So if I would have changed something, I would have done the outline a little bit thinner. And probably there is a way to do it, but I didn't know how to do it, so I'm still learning, so just bear with me, you know. But that's something I would have changed. But overall, I'm happy with it, guys. It took me a while. I actually did the drawing one day. I did it like around 11 in the at night, and then I colored it this morning. So it took me 2 times. It took me probably like 2 hours to do the whole thing, you know. So it did take me a while, but you know, like I said, I don't rush. I take my time. There's no reason to rush. Probably even took me longer, you know, like I didn't really pay attention to the time, but I'm happy with it. But yeah, guys, so I just want to thank you guys for watching. If this video did end up helping you, let me know in the comment section. Any feedback is welcome, you know. I really want to know how my videos are, and if it's helping you, let me know. And if it's not, let me know what's the problem. I'll be happy to help in any way. So I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll just catch you guys on the next video. Team Rocket Draws out.